What is happening, fellow pioneers of human transportation? I'm Yogi Steve, and you're watching ESA, the Electric Scooter Academy. I do videos about high-powered scooters. Like, subscribe, comment, set your notification for the live stream. Appreciate your support, friends. Let's go. What's happening, fellow pioneers of human transportation? I'm Yogi Steve, and you're watching ESA, the Electric Scooter Academy. You know I do videos about high-powered scooters. Today I have my 1,300-mile review of the Emove Cruiser V2 all-wheel drive. I'm going to break this review down into different elements. I have a long list here. Cut to that list. I'm going to go over everything. Nobody has more use of this scooter than me right now, I believe. I got the scooter exactly 3 months ago. I unboxed it, and now we have over 1,300 miles. Almost all of those miles are hard DoorDash delivery miles. So I think I have a really good insight into how the scooter works, how mine is working. There are people that know the insides of the scooter way better than me, individuals, other YouTubers, but I don't think anybody has ridden this scooter as much as I have, as hard as I have. Here we go, Emove Cruiser V2 all-wheel drive, front and rear motor. If you're gonna look at this scooter, the first thing you need to know is the difference between the previous frame version and this is the V2. The V2 single motor has been out for a little while. I think I got mine 8 months ago. This is the updated frame, which you may or may not be aware of on the Emove Cruiser, so I'm gonna show it to you one piece at a time. Quick look, definitely a sharp looking scooter. If you're familiar with the original frame version, you can see all of the glaring differences. So here we go. Way, way, way better neck. Way better than the old patchwork metal framing of the original V2 neck. This is the old neck. This is what I call sort of a patchwork metal frame. This is the old locking mechanism. Terrible locking mechanism. Honestly, not a great neck either. The improved version is better. All these screws constantly get loose. It's very hard to adjust, very hard to fix. Solid, 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 real true kick plate that you can really lean on. It's not just there for look. The kick plate is totally usable. I use it every day. Makes the deck longer. Updated folding mechanism, stem. Big, big, big difference. The original frame version was just absolutely horrible and problematic. I am going to show you how to open and close this one before we're done on this scooter. Very much improved folding mechanism. Thicker stem, 100% thicker stem as well. And talking about the stem, this is the highest stem in the business. This is almost at its maximum height, but not quite. I like it really high, so when I'm standing on the scooter, I don't have to overreach with my arms. So better neck, kick plate, better folding mechanism, higher and better stem, and also, these are hybrid tires. I never had these types of tires on a scooter of this size. I really, really love these hybrid tires. 10 by 2.75 inch hybrid tires. Both of the tires are split rim on this model. It's freaking amazing. I already did a tire change on here at about 1,000 miles. I tore this tire up. It was an easy replacement to do on my own. That's the difference between the old frame and the new frame. The V2 just far superior. Now what's the difference between this model? This is the dual motor version. All the original Cruisers had a single motor. This is front motor, rear motor. This makes all the difference in the world. You're talking about probably a $400 or $500 price increase, but you get so much for your money. If I was looking at this scooter right now, I would only buy the dual motor version. I'm not even driving my single motor versions at all anymore. The dual motor version is bigger than the single motor as well. It's 62 volt instead of the 52 volt on the single motor. So it's a 60 volt, 30 amp hour battery powered by LG 21700 cells. Dual 1,000 watt motors. The scooter weighs about 75 pounds. It does have an IPX6 water rating, but I'll give you my disclaimers at the end of the video when it comes to both water rating and weight capacity of the scooter. They are 10 by 2.75 inch tubeless tires. Very, very easy to change. The easiest of the type of tire to change. 10 screws in the split rim. The scooter comes with a 25 amp hour sine wave controller. I'm actually not sure if it's dual or single controllers. If you know the answer to that, could you please just put that in the comments? Now let's talk about performance as I've seen it personally. The scooter does have great range. In first mode, and you're talking about driving 18, 19 miles per hour, I'm getting 42 miles plus range every time I do it. In second mode, I get about 25 to 30 miles. In second mode, the scooter operates at peak speed at about 30 miles an hour. If I put it in third mode, the scooter is just totally on full blast. First of all, the top speed of the scooter as I've hit it is 40. I think it's rated for 44. I've only gotten 40 miles per hour on it, which is just plenty fast for this scooter, believe me. I actually have never put the scooter into third mode and emptied the battery, but I'd imagine you'll get between 20 and 25 miles range in third mode if you're just blasting on it, possibly as low as 20. Now keep in mind these estimates vary depending on your environment. Almost all my miles are delivery miles, so that's just way harder than regular riding around miles on flats. Everything around here is an up and down hill. I'm starting and stopping a lot. Every time you start and stop, you put more stress on the battery, you use more juice than if you're just riding straight. So you'll probably get a little more. Keep in mind, I weigh 175, maybe 180 on a chubby day. If you're heavier, you're gonna get less range. Per pound, you'll get less range for sure. And if you're driving on even hillier terrain than here, which I can't even imagine exists, you'll get less range. So your body weight matters, how fast you ride it matters. And with the stock charger, it does take a long time to charge from zero. I mean, we're talking about 18 plus hours, which to me is fine actually. You could still use it every single day. You're not riding more than 6 hours at a time slot, right? Make sure though, when you charge any scooter, when you come home with it, let it cool down for like 20, 30 minutes. Don't charge a currently warm scooter. 100% my favorite scooter in the $2,000 class. And every day I have a choice between this scooter and a couple of other scooters that are like double the price. And for the last few months, this is my scooter of preference. It's very similar to the big scooters for delivery shifts where I don't need to go faster than 40 miles per hour on the roads out here. I'm not going on the highway, and it's a lot lighter. I should also tell you the scooter comes with dual hydraulic brakes, which is a big upgrade. Only the dual motor version comes with that. Otherwise, they come with semi-hydraulics, but these are real dual motor brakes. Now, finishing with the brakes is the last thing we're gonna look at. Now let me tell you the actual problems I had with this scooter, and I'll show it to you a component at a time. First thing I want to address about this scooter has to be the shocks, both the front and the rear. Ever since these types of shocks have existed, people have reported different problems. I've had my own sort of very serious problem where this screw initially would start to back itself out. Eventually this one would as well. With the way it's configured right now, I haven't done anything to it. It doesn't even have any Loctite. I have to make sure that I check these screws every 25 miles after every single shift. And you can even see there's a difference between the space here and the space here. I haven't figured out what that's all about. I know there are great shock upgrades available online, but for me, like, the scooter is just operating so well. I don't want to mess with it. I just make sure to check it every day. Probably should put some Loctite on there, but I don't mind checking it every day. It's a good active discipline. On this scooter, I want to check it regularly. Another problem I had is when I got the scooter, the brake levers were very soft on the left side. Within 500 miles, it like lost all pressure. So I know a lot about these types of scooters, so I was able to just take this end off and replace this. The caliper was faulty. I put on a brand new caliper. It's really only like a $30 caliper. These are good hydraulic brakes, but they are low-end hydraulic brakes. So I don't really blame like Emove for this problem so much. It really just was a problem with these types of brakes. They're kind of super low quality, but the good news is if you want to work on them, they're very inexpensive, very cheap. It was pretty easy to actually pull off this caliper and put on a new one. Well, this is the new one, and I pulled off the old one. You can see how dirty this is. I don't maintain that well. So another problem I had with the scooter was with the stem. When I first got the scooter, it was unbelievably tight. That's an amazing feeling when your stand-up scooter is brand new. The factory does something special to that stem, and it is just locked in there, and you love it. Most scooters over time will develop play, where that super tight feeling just evaporates and there's some looseness. So I was super disappointed. We're at about probably 500 miles, a little bit of looseness in the stem. But this frame is much easier to adjust and repair than the previous generation, which was a nightmare. Most scooters, the problem is with their hinge and the stem in general is to repair it sort of requires knowledge of how to access recessed and hidden components. The scooter is much easier because all I'm going to do is open this up, flip it open, and there are two main screws that you have to work on. First main screw is the obvious screw right here on the outside. These screws right here will be a big part of keeping your stem tight. And if the scooter is getting loose, you have to check these screws 100%. Let me open this up for you. As I went to unfold the scooter, I had sort of a fucking mind fuck. I couldn't remember how to actually unlock this thing. And it's easier than I thought. I forgot like one step. So you basically just press this button down, pull this off, and then in order to get some leverage on here, put the foot on the scooter and it'll just come right down, boom. And to get the scooter to go back up, it can be a little bit confusing, but there's a little lever in here, right here. Boom, you push this up, and then you'll be able to bring it right back and just slam it into place and it's good to go. Another problem I had, which only happened recently, sort of my fault, because you got to check your nuts, bolts, and screws, is my front nut vanished. This has happened to me twice before in 35,000 miles of driving these types of scooters. I was just driving, the front tire seemed loose. I looked down and I'm driving around with no front nut. Right side was on, left side was off. I had since put a new one on and Loctited it, but you got to check your nuts, bolts, and screws on these scooters. For some reason, I was being lazy and I didn't check the nut on this scooter like I should have. So that was really my bad. But really, at 1,300 miles, 1,000 miles or so when this happened, that shit shouldn't be happening. But check your scooter before you go out. Check your scooter before you go out. To sum the review up, I'll tell you I 100% love this scooter. I'm going to ride it as my first scooter probably through the entire summer. If I do double shifts, I'm always going to start on this scooter. I've really gotten hooked on actually riding it slow in first gear, which is fast enough for the roads around here, getting 40 miles plus range. It's pretty sick. The acceleration is very good. It's a very good hill climber. Tons of serious hills around here. The hydraulic brakes are freaking awesome. They're very, very good for the scooter. Don't forget to use the bonus code Electric Scooter Academy, get $50 off. Emove Cruiser V2 Academy on Facebook as well. Like, subscribe, comment, set your notification for the live stream, because I hit that thing at least twice a week on the Vora Motors podcast, Wednesdays and Sundays, usually around 4 p.m. Occasionally I miss and then I do it the next day. Okay, my friends, last look at the Cruiser. Thanks for checking out my videos again. We'll see you next time.